Welcome back to Before You Buy the Show, where we give you straight up gameplay and our first impressions. I'm Jazz Meat, and today we're talking about Saros. This is the newest game from Housemarque, the Finnish studio behind one of my all-time favorites, Visgams, and the brutally unforgiving Returnal. Saros feels like a perfect blend of their new and old styles. The punishing challenge and mature storytelling of Returnal mixed with the arcadestally addictive fun of their earlier games like Nex Machina. And honestly, it's straight up awesome. You play as Arjun Dave Raj, voiced and modeled by Rahul Kohli, who absolutely nails the role. He's a member of Echelon 4, a division working for a massive, universe-dominating corporation. Your small team has established an outpost on an alien planet. Arjun keeps venturing out in search of something, and every time he dies, he comes back to life, with a few hours passing each time. That's the setup. The story is told through cutscenes, character dialogue, and audio logs. You head out into the world, running and gunning like a crazy person. You make your way through biomes, finding better gear and getting stronger as you go, trying to survive as long as you can. If you die, you lose some currency, but keep enough to level up back at base. Permanent progression is key here. You can pour points into a skill tree and come back a little stronger each time. Progress is gated by boss fights, so you can't grind endlessly, but the pacing encourages you to keep trying. One of the coolest features is the solar eclipse. At select points, you can trigger an eclipse that makes enemies more brutal, but also rewards you with better loot. There are trade-offs: more vitality, but more recoil, or faster power generation, but your gun jams if you take damage. Sometimes you need to trigger it to progress. It's a risk-reward system you control, and it keeps every run fresh. The raw gameplay is what I love most. Imagine Returnal crossed with Doom Eternal, super fast, chaotic, and you're like Superman with a bunch of cool abilities. Enemies shoot different colored projectiles. Yellow blasts you can dash through. Blue blasts you can absorb with your shield to fuel a powerful arm cannon. Red blasts are unblockable and undodgeable unless you unlock the parry. And let me tell you, that parry is the best I've felt in years. It's like murder volleyball. Guns start simple: pistols, machine guns, shotguns, and get progressively more creative. Each weapon has an alternate fire mode activated by a half-trigger pull. Some switch shotgun spread from horizontal to vertical. Others have burst fire, charged shots, or homing projectiles. The DualSense haptics make half-trigger pulls feel distinct from full pulls, which is crucial when you're in the middle of a firefight. The variety is fantastic, and I never got stuck with the gun didn't enjoy using. When you die or teleport back, you dump resources into a skill tree for permanent upgrades. There are two main resources, one common, one rare. The skill tree is mostly incremental number boosts: a little more health, a little more shield, faster resource gathering. But occasionally you get key abilities, like an extra dash or a longer parry window. The tree is gated by boss fights, so you can't just grind your way to victory. You have to actually beat the bosses to unlock higher tiers. Difficulty-wise, Saros is definitely sweaty, but it eases you in. There's a modifier system before each run called overclocking. You can give yourself small benefits: more currency, slight damage boost, a little extra health, but you have to balance them with sacrifices: more incoming damage, losing a resource type, or no second chances. You can make things a bit easier, but it never feels like easy mode. Performance on PS5 Pro is sharp, high frame rate, occasional minor stutters, but nothing game-breaking. The art direction, though, is on another level. The sense of scale is incredible. You feel like a tiny fish in a big, horrific pond. From Ridley Scott's Alien to The Matrix to the biomechanical nightmares of H.R. Giger, there's a feast for the eyes here. The biomes themselves are diverse. You'll explore fungal forests, derelict industrial complexes, crystalline caves, and corrupted temple ruins. Each biome has its own enemy types, environmental hazards, and visual identity. The level layouts are semi-randomized. Rooms are pulled from a set, but their order and connections change each run. You'll start recognizing room shapes, but the placement of enemies, loot, and secrets keeps things from feeling samey. Between runs, you return to the base camp. This is where you talk to your crew, a small cast of characters, each with their own backstory and slow descent into madness as the cycles repeat. You'll listen to audio logs, read reports, and piece together what happened to previous expeditions. The dialogue is well written, though some conversations feel stilted and the facial animations are a bit stiff. The story touches on themes you rarely see in video games. Arjun struggles with his own identity, past mistakes, and the nature of the loop he's trapped in. Is he actually respawning? Or is something else happening? Is the alien planet real, or a projection of his psyche? The game draws from the King in Yellow and cosmic horror traditions, but it doesn't always land. Some threads feel underdeveloped, and the abstract storytelling can be frustrating. Let's talk progression pacing. Early runs are brutal. You have low health, weak weapons, and limited understanding of enemy patterns. You'll die a lot, but because of the permanent skill tree, and the fact that bosses stay defeated once you kill them, you're always moving forward. I appreciated that there's no start completely from scratch feeling. Each death teaches you something. By the time I reached the third biome, felt powerful, but never invincible. Boss fights are the highlight. Each boss has multiple phases, distinct attack patterns, and a learning curve that feels fair. The first boss took me 7 attempts. The second took me 3. By the final boss, I was in a flow state, dodging, parrying, shooting, and using my ultimate at exactly the right moment. When I finally beat it, I literally stood up and cheered. That feeling of triumph is why I play games like this. One thing to note, Saros is strictly single-player. There's no coop, no multiplayer of any kind. That might disappoint some people who enjoyed Returnal's coop mode, which was added post-launch. For me, it's fine. The game is designed around a single protagonist and the isolation of his journey. But if you are hoping to run through this with a friend, you'll be waiting. Housemarque hasn't announced any post-launch coop plans, so don't count on it. Replayability is strong. After beating the main campaign, you unlock a harder difficulty tier and a new Game Plus mode that carries over your skill tree but remixes enemy placements. There are also multiple endings depending on choices you make during the story, choices that aren't signposted, so you'll need multiple playthroughs to see everything. The overclocking system also means you can customize runs for specific challenges, like speedrunning or not-at attempts. So, how does Saros compare to Returnal? For me, Saros is more immediately engaging. The permanent progression and checkpoint system remove the frustration of losing several hours of progress to a single death. The combat is faster and more aggressive, with more mobility options and a more satisfying parry. The story is more ambitious, but less cohesive. Returnal's atmosphere and mystery are still unmatched, but Saros is the better game moment to moment. So, is Saros worth playing? Yes, but know what you're getting into. It's tough. Your eyes will feel like they're bleeding from not blinking because you might miss a split-second dodge. But it's incredibly rewarding because the momentum gameplay is so tight, intense, and chaotic. I say this as someone who sometimes bounces off hard games. I really liked how Housemarque did it here. Cool story, cool world, great vibes, and gameplay that makes you lock in. Saros isn't perfect. The storytelling is occasionally disjointed. Some runs can feel repetitive. The facial animations are stiff. But these are minor complaints against an otherwise excellent package. If you're a fan of bullet hell shooters, roguelites, or just really tight third-person action, you owe it to yourself to play this. It's my favorite Housemarque game since Resogun, and I can't wait to see what they do next. That's my opinion. Pros, cons, the whole deal. Now, I want to hear yours. Are you picking up Saros? What's your favorite Housemarque game? I've got a soft spot for Resogun. Tell me yours in the comments. If this video helped you, hit that like button. New here? Consider subscribing. We put out new videos every day. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.